there seems to be some sort of buffer of time between the time you create something within your mind and actually seeing it physically manifest into your life. And I learned that time is really just an illusion. It's only one big grand moment, one big now. I learned that from Eckhart Tolle's books. And the reason why that is because when you see an object move from here to there, there's this interval of time from it getting from here to there, but really it's just an illusion. It's just one big now going on. So when you create something within your mind and you really look at that thought as an actual thing itself, you can't help but feel gratitude and enthusiasm. And that feeling within that you generated, usually within around 68 seconds, that's an actual physical manifestation that you feel. You feel within your body and within your physical body. And so once you already apply some sort of manifestation technique and you align your vibrational frequency with that certain mental picture that you want to manifest into your life, now what? What do you do next? And so I want to share in this video what really helped me throughout that so-called interval of time. Really, it's practical time. It's clock time. It's what Eckhart Tolle calls practical time, when you need to use the clock to make appointments or to follow a schedule. Of course, you have to use the clock for that, but really, it's important to understand there's only one big moment going on, one big now. And so when you create something within your mind and you look at that as an actual thing in and of itself, you can feel that gratitude and enthusiasm for already having that desire manifested here and now. And that's the trick of applying the law of attraction and manifesting desires, is to really reach that vibrational frequency of it already being here and now. And so understanding time being an illusion, is only one big moment, one big now going on, that can really help you out throughout this so-called buffer of practical time. Neville Goddard has mentioned in his books that if you really want to calculate how long it's going to take for a certain desire to manifest physically, then you just need to gauge on how it feels. If you pick a certain date and you feel a sense of doubt, then maybe it can be a little bit sooner or a little bit later. That's if you really want to come down and gauge how much you actually believe in manifesting that certain desire. Because if it feels like it will take 1,000,000 years to manifest that certain desire, then you really don't believe. So it's a good way to know where you're at as far as that vibrational frequency, that alignment. Also, keeping an observer's position, as if almost like what's going on is happening to somebody else, like a third person's perspective. Whenever anything happens, even if it's a negative event or a positive event, when you just continue on keeping that inquisitive awareness to what's going on in life within you and without, that will keep you in control of your vibrational frequency. Your energy will stay aligned consistently throughout that so-called buffer of time. And so you won't get in your own way by entertaining thoughts of doubt, looking around and noticing that it's not here anymore. But I noticed that what really helped me with this buffer of time between the mental creation and the physical manifestation is the whole idea of the universe being alive and communicating with you every single moment, every single day, and actually throwing you signs and messages and orchestrating synchronistic events to help you along the way with this so-called buffer of time. And so along with that feeling that you have manifested within your body, that enthusiasm for already have manifesting that certain desire, that gratitude, that's a physical manifestation, like I mentioned, because you can feel it within your physical body. However, when you write down your goals, when you write down the ideas that you are attracting as you are thinking about that certain thought that you want to manifest, when you write all that down, that's the first sign of a visible manifestation right there. And seeing it in that perspective as a sign of the first sign of a visible manifestation can really help you along throughout this so-called buffer of time from thought creation to physical manifestation. And you'll be surprised as you continue on writing down these ideas, you'll start to generate more and more and more energy. And another important step when it comes to the buffer of time from thought creation and the physical manifestation is taking super small baby steps that are relevant to your desire. Like, for example, if you're ready to go out there and start dating again, a super small step could simply just maintaining eye contact with someone you find attractive, or at least saying hi and smiling at them. The least that you can do, right? So if you write down the little super small, tiny little baby steps that you can take, and look at it as meeting the universe halfway. That way you won't think, oh gosh, I need to start taking action, and now I need to figure out what I need to do between this buffer of time in order for me to manifest what I want. And that just continue on generating a lot of anxiety and doubt. So remember, the universe is alive, and the universe is throwing signs and messages, orchestrating synchronistic events for you. So when you write down the ideas that come to mind when you write down the messages of the day, when you write down the signs and the synchronistic events of the day, that can really help you out with the buffer of time between the thought creation and the physical manifestation. And I myself am applying these techniques. I'm writing down every day the message of the day, the overall message of the day. I'm writing down the signs and synchronistic events. At first, I had to really think about it, and then I'll have maybe one, and maybe another day I had trouble coming up with it. But the thing is that when you develop that habit of writing down these things, you hone in that skill of really being able to keep that observer's position and acknowledging the signs from the universe. And one thing I noticed as I was writing down the overall message of the day and the signs and the synchronistic events each day, at first I had to really think about it, but each day as I was doing it, I was building a habit, a good habit of being able to continue on keeping that observer's position so I can really spot the hidden opportunities, the signs from the universe, the winks from the universe, the synchronistic events. And when I spot them in the moment, it generates more energy, more enthusiasm, more gratitude. And so each day I found myself feeling the paper a lot more and more. I found myself looking into little things that otherwise I would have missed, but now that I'm writing down these synchronistic events and signs from the universe, I'm really able to, it's like carrying on this conversation with the universe and helping you along the buffer of so-called time, along this buffer of practical time between thought manifestation and physical manifestation. Each day, you're going to be able to write down along the way, and it's just going to keep you aligned and keep the faith alive, and it will eliminate the doubt and fear that you may be experiencing throughout any given day. And one thing I want to mention also in this video is I was thinking about what's the best word to use when it comes to wanting, desiring. Because some people believe that as long as you want something, you're going to continue manifesting the same thing, the wanting. But my favorite, Abraham Hicks, clarified this for me recently because I wanted to be able to clarify for myself too, because when I think about certain things I desire, it feels good, and when I think about other things, it doesn't feel good. And that's the key, is that they said that it's not so much about getting caught up in the whole semantics of it all. You can use whatever word that feels right. So when you think about something that you want, something that you want to desire, something that you want to physically manifest, and it feels good, then it's okay. You can think about it. And also, look at it as an actual thing itself. The thought of the desire is an actual thing itself. Of course, you're going to feel enthusiasm and gratitude when you change your perspective in that way. So if you think about something that you want and you can't help but feel the sense of lack and doubt and fear, then there's some inner work that you need to do. You need to do some, and think of it as an actual action. Even though it's invisible, non-physical, inner work is an actual action. When you align your vibrational frequency within your physical body, consider it an action. And then consider it a certain type of action prior to physical action. And also, and I want to mention those super small baby steps, they may seem irrelevant at first, but trust me, look at it as meeting the universe halfway. I find myself feeling this super sense of accomplishment, even if it's a super small step. I feel so good about myself when I do those tiny super small steps, because I look at it as meeting the universe halfway, and it generates more enthusiasm, more gratitude, and I'm able to stay vibrationally aligned to that certain mental picture that I want to physically manifest. So just to recap everything, remember that the universe is alive, communicating with you. Write down the different messages and signs and synchronistic events every day. That will help you hone in that skill of keeping that observer's position so you won't get caught up in drama, caught up in the negative energy, and really be able to maintain that alignment within the buffer of time. And perform any kind of super small baby steps and feel good about doing it, and look at it as meeting the universe halfway. And if you're thinking about something that you want and it feels good, it's okay to think about it. If it feels bad, then there's some work that you need to do within.